Welcome to this week's video. We have got such a special one for you this week. Come with us for a little trip down memory lane as we recap and have a look back at the first days of owning our boat.
We're Mel and Paul, just a couple of South Africans living in the UK. The events of 2020 led us to buying and living on board a 57-foot narrowboat. While adapting to our new home, we've cruised parts of the UK's canals and given her an interior makeover. You're finding us now, moored up in a marina for the winter and learning each day what it really takes to live in a small floating space. Subscribe and join us, and let's see where this new venture goes.
Two reasons for this video. One being that, as we said last week, we just want to create a little bit of a gap for ourselves and get ahead with our videos so we can continue bringing you only our best content. The second reason is that it is so nice just to look back and see how far we've come. It has only been 8 months, but those early days were just the best. And being that it has been a very, very, very long lockdown, those memories have really gotten us through. Knowing that's what we have to look forward to again is really just keeping us going, and it looks like change is on the horizon. So just for one last time, let's go back and enjoy those memories together. Just to pop on a quick disclaimer that the footage that you were going to see was filmed way back when we first started, before we really knew what we were doing with editing or filming, and we're just catching everything on the fly with our cell phones and stuff. So quality maybe not going to be the best, but it's what we had at the time, and it speaks to the time. So yeah, bear that in mind. So let's kick this one off with the first clip. We are going to begin with our second time going to see the boat. We had obviously put in our offer at this stage, and we're going back to make sure that what we were purchasing was all right to purchase. And here you'll see me standing with much shorter hair when we could still go to hairdressers, and just looking down the boat and imagining all the things to come. Always a lovely moment to look back on, being where we are at now. Remembering all our naive thoughts and all our lovely plans that we were dreaming up. So yeah, full view, quite spacious. I think a lot of work to be done, but also very exciting times, and I think we're dreaming of the finished product. So that's always good, just to see the end in sight, but we've got a long way to go before then, and we're just excited to, yeah, see the boat again and be a little bit more sure of our potential purchase. So let's see. We did say this a while back, but it deserves another mention that Bridge Marina, where we purchased the boat from, is such a beautiful marina, and yeah, we would have loved to have been there longer, but our plans just didn't allow for it. But looking back and remembering those warm summer days and the beautiful green space around us, the long jetties and spacious sort of moorings in the water, was such a nice initiation into boat life for us. Fast forward a little ahead to finally acquiring the boat, and we began packing up on the weekends, driving to her and getting stuck into all the work that needed to be done. What awaited us was a hell of a lot of cleaning initially, and most of the credit definitely goes to Paul, where he had the opportunity to put his research, his knowledge, and apply all his skills and evaluate all the jobs that needed doing. I spent my days with a rag in hand, cleaning things up, catching spiders, and mostly sweating. I think it was always above 30 degrees every time we were on the boat, and it made all the work that we needed to do just that much harder. And And here I am getting stuck in to the soft furnishings. We had initially wanted to sand and paint her before we took the 2-week trip up to Sawley Marina, but we just didn't find the time. I think we underestimated how many little jobs there were to be done and how much fixing up she needed just to be ready to go on the trip. So we got as far as hanging the curtains and upholstering the dinette, but it was enough initially just to make her at least feel like she was becoming our home. Here we come to the weekend before we were about to set off on our 2-week continuous cruise. We had our friend Guy that came over and was going to be with us on the cruise, and he got stuck in and helped Paul with a lot of the last minute jobs that still needed to be done. Unfortunately, we uncovered some nasty leaks, and that was the start of our first sort of initiation into all the frustrations that come with owning a boat. And it was kind of bad timing because we were so excited to just set off and have smooth sailing, but that was not to be. Obviously now, looking back, it wasn't as dramatic as what we felt, but you can imagine those feelings being dashed in all our excitement and just realizing there was a fair amount more work to be done than what we had planned. Unfortunately, we have found some damages. Let me show you. So this all over here is obviously, as you can see, wood rot. It's quite a big deal. It's obviously replaced that whole panel. Yeah, not exactly what you want. We've also got leaking vents, so it's a job we're doing today. Problems aside, the issues were able to be solved, and soon enough we were out the marina, onto the cut, and enjoying our first independent cruise. So we had our friend Guy, and he was showing us the ropes, and definitely gave us a lot more confidence. Out we went and got our first taste of the boat and what it was going to be like taking her on a 2-week continuous cruise. So off we were on our cruise, and lucky for us, the first few days were along the Thames River. What an experience, so much to see. We were having the best time. Going on in the background though, we did not have a shower. We had the shower, but it wasn't properly sealed. There wasn't a full ceiling, and Paul was adamant about getting that all watertight before a drop of water came down on us. And it ended up being the first 3 days after we finally got a good clean up. We're just busy in the bathroom today because it still is not super sealed. So the leaks from the leak that was coming through and all the rotting wood, Paul...
Well, we've put the new ceiling in. Guys is helping us drive the boat at the moment, and then we've put the new ceiling. Couldn't get the exact same stain as what the wood is here originally, but we're going to paint the walls and the ceiling white, so we won't be able to, you won't notice the difference anyway. But we're just sealing everything up for the trip so that we can use the shower.
I'm gonna just step back in and say again how absolutely magical the Thames cruising was. We loved it, and it was such a great first cruising experience. We look back on those sunny days with such big smiles on our faces all the time. We've just
Finished the Thames. Now we are on the Oxford Canal. Yes!
and we were going strong. We were along the Oxford and our lock game was coming along strong. That said, I was left daydreaming a lot of the time and coming to terms with making sure I filmed everything. So it was about time that I got involved, and so here's me trying my first hand at steering.
How's the driving going, babe?
Hi babe, good. I practiced a little bit yesterday. Today it's going, it was a little bit hair raising earlier. I bumped the back of the boat into the side, but getting the hang of it. Just have to remember to not lose focus and remember like the steering is like in opposition, so if I want to go one way I've got to put the tiller the other way. But yeah, going good. Harder now that I'm on video. That day was about the last of the carefree moments that we were going to experience for a while. We moored up that evening and Paul definitely knew he needed to check on the alternator. Little did we know that the damage had been done to the extent that it actually needed replacing. What we didn't get on camera, because nothing was charged and we had ran totally out of power, was that we left the spot and decided to cruise up the canal to a boatyard that we had found on the app that we were using. We ended up getting stuck in one of the most narrow locks we had come across. We ended up just mooring alongside the canal anyway, not making it to the marina, and cooking egg sandwiches and eating them by candlelight. When I look back now, I really do wish that we'd been able to capture that moment on camera. It would have definitely made for some very entertaining footage. All was well though, and we ended up making it to Ainhoe Wharf the following morning, where they were super helpful and we were able to order and replace the alternator. It also really did us good having that day at the marina just to regroup, spend the night there and relax a little bit before setting off once more. Luckily, that was about as dramatic as the boat issues got for the rest of the journey. It was pretty much smooth sailing from there on out. Okay, here we are coming to our favorite bit. We always look back on this video and just think to ourselves that it was the absolute best time. And it's the morning that we spent along Foxton locks. So it's a lock flight, and the sun was out, the crowds were out. It was just the most beautiful day. I'd say I'd compare it to pretty much boating perfection. The help of the CRT, the help of just general people passing by, the amazing weather, the smell of bacon and egg baps in the air. The only thing that would have made it better is if we didn't have to stick to a 7 or 8 hour cruising schedule. We would have probably moored up, gone to a pub, had a lovely afternoon of sundowners or something like that. So hopefully we get to go back one day and experience that, but definitely one of our highlights.
Morning, we're at Foxton Top Lock, waiting at the top. Kind of from here it feels like you're going to go over the edge. But yeah, I'll give you a full view as we go down, and yeah, this one's pretty cool. It's easier to see from the top to the bottom than the one we did last time. So we're in the third lock at the moment, and it's honestly so nice here. They've got a little cafe and everyone's eating like bacon and egg baps. Guys gone to get the boys one of those each, and little kids are joining in. There's so many families out today. Everyone's having fun. One little girl's review with her granddad, she said this is definitely not boring. So yeah, Foxton Top Lock, hashtag not boring. Sun protection first, guys.
time we made it to Leicester, we had seen so much of the lush British countryside that we weren't really feeling the city vibes. It was noisy, quite dirty, and we pretty much couldn't wait to get out of there. Here are the last views of the wide open water. We are along the River Soar here, and this was not long before we made it to Sawley Lock. And here we are, and here we have stayed. I hope you enjoyed coming down that little trip down memory lane with us. We absolutely love having those memories on film and being able to look back on them. And we definitely realize that we have so much more to see, so much more to do, and that we can definitely do a much better job as we move on in this journey and learn about filming, learn about making videos, and bring all that exciting content to you. So we love looking back because it's making us very, very excited for the future. So thank you for indulging us, and thank you for watching along with us. If you're new here and you'd like to subscribe, please do. We really love growing our channel, and we love hearing from you too. So after you've given us the thumbs up, click in the comment section and send us a message. We try and reply to everyone, so we shall definitely have a chat with you there. Until next week, see you then.